Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dead Unicorn. My name is Corey, and I am the host here as we play Dungeons & Dragons Spelljammer. Or what's it going to be called when the Spelljammer stuff comes out in 5th edition? Are
I think
they?
it's still Spelljammer, isn't it?
Yeah, they're still calling it
They're
Spelljammer.
still calling it Spelljammer. Nice, because like usually they'll give it some like name that is reminiscent of it. Like they won't call it Planescape, but they'll call it the Outer Planes Manual or something.
No, it was
They need
Manual
to-
of the Planes in 3rd edition. It was very annoying. It was
They
like,
need to
oh,
keep
it's
the
Planescape. Oh, it's
IP.
not.
They need to keep the trademark and the copyright on the IP, so they're using the name Spelljammer for it.
Good.
Otherwise, it would expire.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
that makes sense.
Yep.
Then we can expect a lot more stuff to start showing up. Maybe that's why Dragonlance is coming back.
I think so.
I was very it was very strange that they called their Forgotten Realms source book the Sword Coast source book. I don't understand where was the Forgotten Realms branding on that?
Well, when you consider that they didn't bother to do anything else in the realms but the Sword Coast, though.
They could have called it Forgotten Realms
Where's
Sword
the
Coast.
Dale Lands? Where's Mulholland? Where's,
I think with IP, though, if you use a part of the IP, like something that's associated with the product, you get all of it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely you do. But
I was just wondering why it wasn't called Forgotten Realms the Sword Coast. That's all.
You really want to know? Because they did say it. Essentially, in some of the interviews, they said that they're trying to make it, they wanted to make it initially generic so that everybody would feel like they could just run something in this random generic place without feeling like they need to know all of the lore of Forgotten Realms. They wanted to encourage new players. But then as time went on and people are like, oh, there's all this lore out there. They're like, yes, there is. And let's rewrite that and sell it to you again.
Got it.
And let's face it, I think the only IP that's even close in size or scope to the Forgotten Realms is like the Wheel of Time.
Well, that's, with all the books. Yeah, there's a quite the
I
time.
don't know. I think the second biggest after Forgotten Realms is either Dragonlance or Ravenloft. There are so many Ravenloft novels.
Yes,
not in the
Ravenloft,
sheer number it's Forgotten
kind of. Ravenloft is too scattered, and Dragonlance, anything outside of the War of the Lance, sucked. Like they had nowhere to go with any of it. They built the entire setting around this war, and then anything that they tried to do extending beyond that, at least without going to the other continent, Taladus, where they had more actual room to move, they didn't have anything that they could do with it, and all the fans kept wanting to come back to the same characters and the same meta story and all the rest, and there just wasn't anything.
Well, that's a shame for Dragonlance. I hope they can figure out something to do with it in the future. But we're getting way off track here. I'd like to thank our patrons that are floating in the upper right-hand corner. Thank you, patrons, for your support. And let's introduce everybody, of course. Like I said, I'm the host. I'm also playing Ramouche Beetlejuice, the pirate with a whip and a way. And Howard is our game master. And everybody else can introduce themselves. Howard, you can go in order, however you'd like to.
I'm not sure what order we did. I mean, I don't know that the left to right that I'm looking at is nothing like what everybody else is looking at. So, I think I made Sarah go last time, and she's not even going to be here. So, quick explanation there. She's got a job and has to work, and that's how it goes when you're gaming. So, I guess we'll make Del Starwind explain himself.
Explain myself, huh? Sure.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun way to put it.
My name's Keith. I'm playing Del Starwind, an astral elven druid, formerly of the Astral Navy. He's a lanky fellow. Still wears his tattered old uniform in some level of remembrance. Always has a scarf around his neck. His neck is always covered as he goes about all of his duties in daily life. And from there, I'll pass that on to Kihos.
Hi, I'm Spike. I'm playing Kihos, a 6'3" Gith Yankee Knight, formerly of the Gith Yankee Knight Marine Corps, but now he's rocking an eye patch and running with the pirate crew. Arr, matey. With that, I think we'll pass it over to Tinker.
Tinker, hi, my name is Brenna. I play Tinker, the mechanic, as she refers to herself. Technically, she's an artificer, and she's a fairy. So, got the wings, the green hair, the usual sort of stuff, and tools, things everywhere. And she hates nature.
Which brings us back to me. At the moment, I am Melina the Sorceress, who is traveling with this group, as well as Brenner, the scout they have hired to lead them through the desert towards the Black Mountain. And on top of that, I'll be pretty much everyone else they see and interact with, pretty much indefinitely. And I don't see that changing. So, as we open up with our heroes, I would say we can just go ahead and skip to the morning because y'all already hired the guide and had your dinner. There will be a quick side here that you have to pay for lodging, but I don't think it's that expensive. I think y'all can get by with 5 silver and just get a group room. In fact, I think it pretty much is a group room no matter what you do. It's not a huge place. It's just a lot of cots set up.
Hell, I can sleep underneath the bed.
Ooh,
There's a lot of,
to use the room, you still got to pay your silver. Also, I'll be temporarily playing the Harrigan.
Oh, the Harrigan. That's what it was. Communal living, all of that.
Good times.
Like it's that different on the ship.
Probably not. There's a lot less rocking.
I don't see a spelljamming ship rocking that much, but
well, there are sails on it. I assume there's something that happens. I don't really know how magic physics works because what? So as we open this morning, y'all can begin to get up, do your morning routines, get your breakfasts, and fill out your journals and whatnot.
All right.
Dear journal, Dell snores like a slug beast.
All right. So, from the Journal of Del Starwind. The strange woman, assuming she is human at least, gave the name Chara when she met us the next morning. She approached me as I was writing in this very journal and asked if it was a shopping list before crudely offering to help with any shopping and holding out her hand for money to do so. I assured her it was not a shopping list and ignored her outstretched hand, which had her walk off disappointed. While this was happening, Melina was washing some kind of grease from her hair, and Beetlejuice was checking the snares he'd set the night before, coming back to camp with a few small, four-eyed lizards. Over breakfast, we talked about the plan for the day's journey and sorted out the direction we would be traveling in. Once on our way, Chara readily began pointing out some of the various hazards and dangerous denizens of the swamp, while I kept an eye for landmarks and on the sky to make certain I knew where we were and that we remained on the correct path. Melina related to us that she remembered something about a black volcano with an outreaching shelf upon which our target lay. Nearby was an orange river, presumably lava. While we stopped for our lunch, a joyful scream came from the bushes as the fairy artificer from the Weird Hammer came flying towards us. "Melina, I'm so happy you made it. Oh, and you other guys too, I guess," she cried. "What did you do to my ship?" Chara made some ugly noises, at which point Ramoosh, Beetlejuice, told her of her mask.
She deserved it.
Ramoosh went on to explain to Tinker what our goal was, to continue searching for the downed Spelljammer that the Navy had hired us to find, if only so we could free ourselves from being stranded on this world. He gave her a bit of the description of what we were looking for, with Melina filling in some details, and Tinker mentioned she had seen something to the effect, as she was descending, seeing the volcano in the mountains past the desert, roughly the direction we were traveling. Once we finished eating and resting, we continued on. A short while after, however, it began to darken, and a reddish mist began to rise. Seeing this, Chara got almost panicky, telling us to hide and take cover from it. Reading the strength of her reaction, we all quickly sought out some fallen trees, and using this piece of sail Ramoosh had salvaged to slow his fall, built a hasty tent. Unfortunately, we didn't quite seal it right, as some of the coppery-scented mist managed to seep in underneath it. This had a rather profound effect on Tinker, Melina, and myself, though the others seemed unaffected, and we began to feel an urgent sense of fear and paranoia, as though we couldn't trust the rest of the group and needed to get away as fast as we could. While Tinker pulled her hammer and wrench out and began to back away from everyone defensively, Melina just burst from the tent and ran, climbing a nearby tree. As Quijos tried to grab her, in the ensuing chaos, I simply transformed myself into a rat and sneaked out away from these suddenly threatening people. I'm told that within the tent, Ramush tried to calm the situation down by saying that Tinker was now in charge, which wasn't helped by Chara attempting to stab the diminutive fairy. Tinker swatted her on the toe in return, and as Chara went to attack her again, Eudora grabbed and restrained her. This was when Tinker passed out. In the meantime, Quijos rushed out to find Melina and I, though I was too well hidden in my rat form, wearing Chara's bird mask. Apparently, Ramush had torn it from her for him, so he could safely chase after us. Quijos called to Melina, something in Yeth, but she didn't respond. At this point, I climbed a tree myself in order to escape the odd red snakes that appeared crawling through the mist. From my vantage, I saw a bright flash from the tent, and Quijos began shaking Melina's tree. I reverted form, which seemed to clear my head. This was when I noticed that the mists appeared to be coming from the odd small snakes, which were crawling directly for myself and Melina, but seemed to ignore Quijos. He continued to shake her tree, dislodging a few of the snakes and knocking Melina from her perch. He quickly scooped her up and ran to the tent. Thinking I could stomp some of the snakes, I jumped from my own perch, but twisted my ankle on landing. As I fell, the snakes crawled over me, biting and draining what felt like my life's energy. After throwing Melina into the tent, Quijos charged back out toward me, drawing a huge greatsword, and swung it at me, a great burning energy glowing off of it. Miraculously, he didn't hit me at all, burning away the snakes instead. With the last of the snakes destroyed, the mist faded away. We broke camp and gave the mask back to Chara, though not without first asking about the herbs in the beak that appeared to prevent the mist madness. She was in no mood to be helpful in this regard after the way Ramush had grabbed it from her. Tinker tried to smooth it out, and Eudora even offered gold. All she would tell us, however, is that we could find them when we arrived at our destination. She didn't even know what herbs were used in it. Night was just falling when we finally got out of the swamp. We came across a small river across which was a village, small, rounded huts with pointed roofs and raised up on stilts out of the mud. Chara pointed it out, described a place to stay, some kind of inn, and the tanner, where she said we might find another guide. Then she headed back to the swamp. We found a narrow part of the river to ford and went in. Passing through toward the inn, Eudora decided to see about masks for all of us. Ramush grabbed a fruit from the cart and headed to the inn on his own, as the rest of us followed in search of those masks. We found ourselves at the tanner, a reptile man of some sort who had them in a shop beside the tannery. After some discussion, he offered them for 3 gold each, discussing how they could also be used in the desert, though with wet rags in the beak rather than with the herb mixture. We thanked him and headed off to the inn. When we arrived, Ramush was talking to another reptile man, one who appeared more snake-like than some of the others. This turned out to be a potential guide named Drimmer, I believe. He told us that he knew the place we'd described, and that there was some kind of giant spider creatures there. It would be a 2-day journey with mounts, or 4 without, and his fees were 10 gold per day.
All right. Is anybody else doing anything this morning? There is some sort of basic slot that they're serving. It's like a mix of like eggs and meat, just kind of in a scramble.
Basic
we're going to want to get something into us.
It eats. I'll do my morning prayers and reflect on my astral knowledge as I change proficiencies for the day. I'll take animal handling and cartographer's tools.
Yeah, I'll need to do that too.
Different skills are the same. Everybody's gonna be a master of animal handling today.
Oh, I can't take a skill. I have to take a proficiency.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So either weapon or. So yeah, I'll take land vehicles and yeah, I'll take the same one I took last time. Land vehicles and lock picking.
Don't Rangers already start with every martial weapon in simple weapon?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Martial and
thought they
simple
did.
weapons you get, yeah,
Oh, I do.
as a
Okay.
ranger.
Well then,
Yeah.
I probably picked it so I could use a whip. So I could. Not everybody can use a whip.
Well, it's a
true.
martial weapon. I think you can.
Yeah, because they did away with exotic weapons.
They did.
However, you do need to have some previous knowledge of guns before you can use those. But that's about it. That's the only limitation.
Well, if I find a
Yeah.
gun, I'll.
Artificers can bypass that because they know how to make them.
I'll do similar to what Ramush did and just go with the same proficiencies I did yesterday: land vehicles and healer's kit.
All right. And for those that can, I'll sit around and contemplate and gain new skills from their ancestors. As y'all look about, the Harrigan is no longer in the group with you. She is not on the cot she went to sleep on, and also her pack is missing.
Okay.
Well,
Any
I hope
idea
it's-
where Bunny went?
Yeah.
I hope it's not something I said. But she's pretty fast. I don't know if we could catch her if we tried. I hope it wasn't something I said.
None of us woke up.
Ramush, I think you knew her best.
Where could have Adora gone? I checked to see if there's a note.
No, you see no note.
Gone without a trace.
I don't know. Perhaps. Well, this is a
Ask
scary
down at
place.
the front desk, see if they saw her take off.
Sure. The front desk is also kind of like the bar because where they serve the food and such in this place. It's not a very big place. And you go over there. Is a woman that's working there at the moment, female lizard folk, and she'll look at you and, oh, how can I help you?
Yeah. Hi. One of the people that we came in with last night seems to have left without us. Did you see her? Did she say anything? Covered in fur, long ears.
Oh, the rabbit woman. Yes, I did see the rabbit woman. She left with another rabbit woman. That rabbit, the other one came in with her, and she points to a hooded figure that is sitting at a table, and then the two rabbit women left. Rabbit women left. Yes.
Didn't say anything to you about it?
No, it wasn't any of my business.
All right.
They didn't ask
Thank you.
for a room. That one has been eating.
All right then. Thank you.
Okay.
So
And
she's gone off with another rabbit woman. Or perhaps a shape changer that has enticed her away by pretending to be her own species.
but that one showed up with that person over there. Should we see if they know anything?
Tinker's already walking over there, being like, "Hey."
The person with the hood raises her head and looks at you, and she also is a Harrigan, but she had a hood on, so it wasn't as obvious as it was for the others. And she looks it down at you. Hello.
Don't hello me. She's like, "Where did your friend go with our friend?"
Yeah, well, I don't just give them information away. What do you got?
I'm just going
She
to
smiles at you. Big old bucktooth smile.
Bribe her with
Is
carrots.
she eating or drinking?
She has a plate of that slop in front of her. Looks like it's half gone, and she has a wooden cup of looks like probably some sort of a fruit juice.
Tink kicks it over.
Oh, that's just rude. Are you trying to intimidate her, or if so, make an intimidation check?
Intimidate her.
All right, now make your intimidation check, and maybe you'll get a better response than that. Then
I mean, you're tiny. You're more like pushing it over.
I mean, she flew up onto the table and kicked it off the table.
Yeah, there you go.
Take that.
Yeah, that's about the right response then. That's just rude. She gets a napkin, the cloth napkin, just like pats at it. So uncivilized.
Tink just keeps glaring up at her, trying to be intimidating because she's kind of got little dog syndrome here.
Chihuahua.
Do not call me a chihuahua. I will give you a stubbed toe. She just keeps glaring up at her, and she's convinced that she will stare down this rabbit woman.
She picks up her bowl, she takes a bite, she puts the bowl down, continues to stare at you.
Quijos steps forward methodically, plod, 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 and then just comes and holds Tinker back. Now.
Hold me back! Hold me back!
Don't touch the wings.
Now just calm down, Tinker. I'm just gonna ask this nice person some question. I'm sure there's no need to mess her up.
Are they like butterfly wings or dragonfly wings? What kind of wings are we looking at?
They're more like dragonfly.
Okay. They're like shedding powder everywhere.
No, maybe a little bit of scales, more like moths, but like glittery ones. She's like, good. You play good cop. Good ploy.
And the woman looks over at Quijos and says, "Oh, you gonna rough me up, cop?"
Now, nothing like that, unless you're offering. But no, we're searching. There's important business. We are searching for our friends, and bartender said that your friend is our friend's friend. So I think we're already friends. So why don't you just let us know where they might have gone to?
Make a persuasion check.
Shall do so.
Because you're clearly not trying to scare me.
14.
All right. She seems to consider your words for a moment. All right, fine. I was hired to lead someone to someone else, and I did. And then they talked and they left. Beyond that, that's really more of a, client privacy issue. I don't know exactly your relationships, but I can tell you that didn't look like she was taken by force. They just talked and they walked out. And I'm going to eat and then be on my way.
Yeah, you'd better.
Whoa there. Whoa. Easy.
Your little one is adorable. And she reaches to like flick Tinker's nose.
Tinker's like, I will cut you.
You've been booped.
Well, what was the
Where did you
someone's
guide?
name? Go ahead.
Where did you guide your client from? Like, how far is it for you to get back home?
Well, I'm not from here, obviously. I don't have scales or anything. This place is disgusting, by the way. Not
Okay, we
nothing
agree on
personal.
that.
You're not from here. But my client had a ship, and they left on it. I have another ship coming in a couple days, and then I will leave on that.
This is a port city? I thought this was at the edge of a
No.
desert.
I had to make arrangements. I just don't want to go where they're going.
And
Where are they going?
Do you know where they're going?
That I do. But again, client privacy, you get the idea. It would be bad business for me to just tell you these things.
Guys, if Adora wants to abandon us, that's her business.
All right, I got to agree on that one.
Yeah.
If,
I don't
As
want
long
to
as it was consensual.
I don't
Yeah.
want to be trapped on this world, but if Adora doesn't mind, she knows we're
If-
getting off. She thinks
Yeah.
it's more important. That's her business. Our business is getting 50 gold together.
yeah, yeah, we're gonna need to do that pretty bad. All right then, and I wander away from strange bunny word.
I go back to my table. I eat my slop.
Hooded Usagi, whatever you want to call her.
Uh, the bunny
Oh,
woman
no.
just finishes off her slop. But with every bite, she looks like she really hates eating this food at this much.
Her name is the Bun Bun Hun.
Well, Sarah's character's name was Eudora.
I know
I don't
that,
know the other names, but I'll make sure y'all know that one.
Oh yeah,
but this one's Bun Bun Hun. Let's go.
Bun Bun Hun.
Let's leave Bun Bun
Alright.
Hun to her
I mean we could call her
Buns.
rice cakes.
race.
Or you could ask her name.
No.
Why?
No. What are you talking about?
Don't even know why I write these names down.
I mean, seems to me she's no longer important. So
Not in this episode.
Tinker would have already forgotten by now, anyways, so she doesn't care.
I mean, we weren't exactly all that close with Eudora anyway, so we were all just shipmates. And now that we've established that she seems to be
Look,
fine
Adora
enough.
Adora doesn't even know herself. All right? She came on board no background. She doesn't know who her parents are. She doesn't know what other of her species even are. So if she found others like herself, that's probably a key to her memory. And that's probably why she left.
I'll buy that.
And if she wants to keep her history a secret from us, well, that's perfectly fine by me.
And that's her right.
Yep. Her story is hers to tell. I think we can all say that.
50 gold. I shovel some soup in my mouth.
Yeah, we definitely need to sort out. Well, what are we starting with here? What do we got to
Really
build
hard
from?
biscuit is what we're starting with as I put it into the stew and soften it up. Oh, you mean gold-wise? Well, I don't think everybody has 10 gold apiece.
No, I got after paying for the room, I've got 4.5.
So it doesn't matter what we're starting with. Let's get ourselves an odd job, or make ourselves an odd job, as it were. Perhaps there's a financial establishment here that could use pirating,
Rob a bank.
or a cellar with giant rats, or some stupid rich person that got his family heirloom stolen by bandits and we can go mess up the bandits. Whatever. It's all the same to me.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything around here that I could try and repair.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I can bring to the table here with this either.
So last night at the tavern, Quijos has a camaraderie with the other flat-nosed species and a common tongue. Perhaps through just hanging out at the bar, did you get like a sense of like the local vibe, what might be going on, where it might look,
Is there a bulletin board?
or a bulletin board?
You see a row of guys with like, these exclamation points above their heads.
Little spotlight on them.
There's a guild hall where different party members can group up, and then we can go into the multi-level dungeon that is in the center of the city.
Hello, adventure. My sheep have run amok. Darn sheep. All right. So, yeah, you can find a Witcher style like billboard outside, or those notice boards. It's mostly stuff about like so my cattle are hungry, so stay the hell out of my field. Don't stop feeding your creatures in my fields. Complaint type boards. Stop playing your damn music so loud in the middle of the night type complaints. You do see as you look at that thing, there are a couple of notes about people that are missing. In fact, if you take those and read them, which I imagine those ones are going to probably garner your interest more than the random complaints.
They're written in common?
Actually, most of the writing here is in Draconic, because that's what lizard folk and the UNT both speak.
Okay.
But there is occasional stuff in common.
So who can actually read these things?
Can anyone read Draconic? That's an important question.
Quijos can.
That's right. I think that's what we were talking about earlier about having a shared language, right? Okay.
Correct.
All right. So, yeah. The ones in Draconic, assuming Quijos translates for everybody, do basically say that there are people that are missing. And in both of the notes, it is someone who has... it was a person that was acting as a guide, leading foreigners through the desert. And the other is a person who is a shepherd of some sort of an animal that you don't recognize the name of the animal. But whatever he was the shepherd of, he went missing, but about half of his cattle, whatever they are, returned. Only half, though. So some are obviously still missing also. So you have those missing person notes. If you want to know more about the shepherd that's missing, there is a explanation of a nearby farm where you can go check that out. And as for the guy who was a guide, there's you can actually check for that inside the establishment you just came out of. You can just go inquire at the bar. They're the ones who would know. Because in many places, the main inn is also a good place to find information, etc.
To the desert, is that something we think we have to cross to get to our destination?
Yeah, you were going to go southeasterly through the desert. That's what you hired Dermer to show you through, so that you could get to the Black Mountain on the other side of it. But you only had those base directions of southeast through the desert to a Black Mountain, and you were like, let's get someone who knows something better than maybe that away through the desert.
Is Melina around? Is she part?
Yeah, you can get her. She'll show up.
Okay, just making sure she's not disappeared or anything like that.
Some rabbits showed up and she left.
Yeah.
Damn rabbits.
They multiply everywhere.
And they steal your party members.
My party are not carrots.
We've been trying to get rid of these rabbits. They've been very rascally. They've been tying our shotguns in knots, all sorts of stuff.
Oh, it's open rabbit season?
Yeah.
Duck season.
I was going to say, we need some ducks to counter this problem.
I think the most disturbing is when the rabbit puts a bear trap in their mouth and some lipstick, and that somehow confuses a monster.
I mean, obviously eyesight isn't the strong suit of some of these monsters.
The sun's very bright in Tasmania. It's hard to see.
If you spin that fast all the time, vision isn't what you're relying on.
You have a point there.
Blind sight.
So, Melina's there if you want to talk to her. Otherwise, she's just kind of there-ish.
Not really. Just wanted to make sure we didn't lose more people.
Okay.
Besides, she's kind of necessary for getting us where we're trying to go. She's got the best vision in her mind as to the destination.
That way. But she did relate all that to Drummer, and Drummer was able to say, okay, well, I have an idea of what you're talking about. I can lead you there.
True, but when we get there, she'll be able to say, yeah, this is it, or yeah, this is not it.
Yep. Our Spelljammer ship is in another castle. All right.
You have copyright infringement.
Speaking of Drummer, he'll be walking up about this point, looking at y'all. So, are we all ready to go then?
Yeah, we're still trying to come up with your money.
Oh, well then. I'll be about. I suppose I'll catch up with you here then.
Yeah, sounds good.
Very well, I'll check back in later. But first I'll have breakfast, and he goes inside the inn.
Don't recommend it though, but have at.
Yeah, well, better than catching it myself.
I'm sure that this is probably the best place on this godforsaken world.
Well, the gods
region,
haven't forsaken us. Why, the god of mud is everywhere. That direction. The god of heat out there, and he points to the desert. So many gods.
Yeah.
As long as you don't have a saint named Jane.
Get out of my head.
You got some winners there.
Well, see, that's actually one of the best things about living right here. So the heat is horrible there. The humidity is really horrible there, but living on the line, you can kind of, chill. It's not so bad.
Right.
Plus, there's also water right here that's not too gross.
It's a veritable paradise you got yourself here, mate.
It's far worse. Feel free to look around. You'll see.
I already know.
Anyways, what will we doing?
So we're looking at, we need to raise about 50 gold.
Actually, I think it's 40. I mean, I don't want to argue with y'all. I'm the game master. But I think he
It's
said
best to have a
today.
cushion. It's best to have cushion.
Well, then you do as you like. I just want to make sure y'all hadn't misremembered.
I mean, I put in my journal entry 4 days by foot.
Yeah,
I
and it was 10
I misremembered. That was totally me.
Oh, okay.
As I said, though, having a cushion is definitely not a
Oh,
bad thing.
Totally.
No, it's not.
Besides, Chara took
if-
a bunch of your money already.
there is another notice in there about a reward about killing the king of the bullywugs.
Ooh,
What's a
I love
bullywug?
that. That sounds like a good time. Let's go kill some bullywugs.
First,
Yeah.
what's a bullywug?
Melina shrugged. She has no idea.
Some kind of evil frog creature, I think.
I just thought they were bullies. It sounded like something pretty easy to defeat, because, bullies are usually cowards that pick on people weaker than them.
Your logic does not resemble normal logic.
What are you talking about? That's what bullies are.
Well,
And
then.
I guess we're gonna go kill bullywugs, whatever they are.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I guess the big question is there a particular reason? Like, if they've got a king, then they're obviously intelligent. So, is there a reason we would want to wipe out, or that they want the leader of a tribe wiped out?
Yes.
No, it's more like
Is
a
that
wanted
something we
poster.
should be
Just
worried
it has
about?
a picture of a frog that's like hand drawn, just the head of a frog, and it says "Bullywug King," and then there's a reward.
Yes.
Actually, it says "Bullywug King," but it says it in Draconic, and Kehoe's translated it. But And to which Kios was probably like, I don't know what the hell a bullywug is, but I think that's what that says.
Yes, there's a good reason.
And I guess the next question is, what is the reward? Does it list it?
Oh, 100 gold.
Yeah. So there's a good reason to get the Bullywog King. It's 100 gold pieces. That's a pretty good reason in my book.
Well,
I don't
technically
like
that would be
gold.
100 good reasons. But first of all, does it list his crimes or anything or why he's wanted?
Nope, not a one. They spent most of the page trying to draw a frog face.
On the other hand, we are, privateer, pirate-ish people, so morality can be pretty flexible. Especially when money's involved.
Especially when money's involved.
I'll ask the bartender if she knows.
Does it give any indication as to how we would collect on this 100 gold?
The place that it says to inquire at has the same symbol that's hanging over the tavern or
Okay.
the inn, which is it's a tavern and inn, which isn't something
Yeah.
that I always combine, but in this particular case, in such a small place, it's both.
Mhm. So go in and ask here, and they'll pay you.
All right. And I think Tinker said she was there first, right? And just make sure I've caught everything.
I was going to ask for some more details, like where to possibly look, crimes, what a bullywug is.
The lizard woman in like kind of ragged brown, almost burlap looking clothing just looks down at you, unless you flip onto the bar, in which case she looks directly
course.
at you.
I'm not going to be all the way down there looking up and hurting my neck.
I was just clarifying. She's not looking down at you like ew. She's looking down. She would only be looking down because you're short.
It's just really awkward to be like,
Yeah, that would be saying something if the person wearing burlap is looking down at you.
besides, I don't want to know what underwear they're wearing or lack thereof. If it's like a skirt sort of robe thing going on, I don't want
It's
to
not a
know.
whole Donald
Wait,
Duck
wait.
situation. It's just a shirt.
If Tink's on the ground, I could be
That means
asking her
when she
what
looks
kind
up,
of
all she sees
underwear
is
everybody's
bunny
wearing.
buttholes.
Under what?
Quick, this is information we need.
Don't want to know. Don't want to
We're
know.
in anime now.
All right, so she responds as you ask about the Bullywug King. I've not heard a lot. I've heard that that the Bullywugs in general do attack travelers through the swamp going, and she just basically points towards the swamp direction because, like I say, this town's on the edge of two biomes. They say that the Bullywugs sometimes attack people passing through, and I think that defeating the king of the Bullywugs is their theory to dissuade that from happening again. Beyond that, I don't know. I don't travel much. I mostly stay here, do a lot of the cooking.
Okay. Doesn't know anything about what a bullywug is.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I didn't understand. Yeah, they're
Sorry, I got to speak up. I forget sometimes tall people can't hear me.
they're. Are you familiar with frogs or toads?
Yes.
As much as the lizard folk are like lizards to humanoid, although I don't like the term humanoid. It always seems very racist to me.
I agree.
But in that same way that I guess monkeys are to humans, frogs are to bullywugs.
That
Looking
actually
around,
makes more
seeing
sense.
no humans in the group, that seems the best way to say it.
Tinker's like, that actually makes way more sense than the other way around. I share this with the rest of the group if they're not up there with me.
Right. So we have to scout around in the swamp, and then we can find a bullywug to maybe attack us. We should set a trap, maybe, or you'll be our eye in the sky, Tinker. Sounds good. We'll need bait, and then we can capture a bullywug, and he can take us to His leader?
Bait. 1, 2, 3. Not it.
We don't know what
If
they
we're
want.
going back into the swamps,
We gotta get some masks, yes. I got that. That's a given. But, yeah, we'll need something that they want. So, we'll need to know why they're attacking, what they're taking when they attack.
Well, they're bullies, right? So they probably want
Milk money.
nerds.
Yeah, nerds.
Just a little candy, you know. I always like the strawberry side.
Nerds
Quite
that they can take their pants and pull them over their heads.
well, and now for Pride Month, they've got Rainbow D&D nerds, and I mean, if that doesn't describe most of the people I know,
Oh,
Right?
we just got through with an entire playthrough of the Nerds D&D role-playing game.
Wait, the what?
Yeah, it's on our channel. There's an entire playlist of just us playing through 6 adventures of D&D nerds.
I think I was green.
I have so many questions. I don't even know where to start.
after
They're not
the
answered.
stream, I think we can go off on that tangent for a long time, I'm sure.
Hey, if you're watching the show, if you go to our channel, you can find the links to all of the Nerds episodes. It's a thing.
So, first, masks,
Masks. We'll need them.
because I don't want to go through that again.
Hey, Tank, can you ask the bar person again what exactly they've been taking from people? Do they take hostages? Do they take money and gold? Do they take food? What are they taking primarily? Why are they attacking?
It's sort of
There
thing.
are a lot of missing persons posters up there. I wonder if there's a
people.
correlation.
Are they all women? Or are they
Kihos, because you could read them. The missing persons on those posters went to the desert, not the swamp.
There was one in the desert, and then the shepherd with whatever that animal
Also
was.
went to the desert.
Oh, bartender. And then whatever the word for that animal was, I'm gonna ask the bartender, what is that thing? The about the missing flock.
She says, the best translation would be like a pig lizard.
Thank you. They're a little slow on the uptake. I wasn't sure how to describe it. Thank you.
I mean, chasing down an animal is right up good old Del Starwin's alley, I'm sure. You can just coax it out by speaking its language and telling it you got some noms, and it'll just come right with you, won't it?
Sweet.
You're a woods person yourself, are you not?
I can't talk to animals. I know my way around an animal or two, yeah. But, not like you.
Skipping past the implication there with that.
I didn't say anything
Clearly
wrong.
speak pig lizard.
I'm just saying I'm not a druid. That's what I'm saying.
As long as you're not trying to imply that I'm some kind of animal lover.
The language you're looking for is called Gamorrean.
What are you talking about? I'm an animal lover. I love animals. What are you?
So carrying on, some masks, shall we?
A good
Yes.
horse by your side? I love horses. Love dogs.
Anyone who wants a mask, you already know where they are. They're 3 gold each. If you're going to try and steal them or anything, we're going to have to make some rolls.
We're gonna want
3
to
gold.
find out about the herbs as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because they didn't come
He'll point you to
preloaded.
the alchemy shop. Because he told you, I think, last time that it's the alchemist that makes them. He didn't do that, but he knows the person. He points you in the way.
Right. Does he know roughly how much they're charged for enough to pack one of the masks?
To pack it versus specifically those red snakes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Right.
'cause if we're going after the bullywugs. That's what we want.
Is there
Right.
is there a substantial weight to these masks? Is it like a dash for weight?
I mean, unless there's a weight for a leather helm somewhere, it'd be the same. I don't think there is, so you can probably just put a dash.
Okay.
And as for the herbs, that would definitely be a dash because I mean we're talking like some crumpled leaves and mushrooms and stuff.
I just put it
Some
all in one
oregano.
thing, an herb-filled mask as one item.
All right. The herbs, what they'll do is they'll sell you a bag with multiple days worth of doses, or you can, separate it out. And each of you, like if you buy a week's worth of doses, then you can have like 5 doses on one day and have a couple extra.
Oh, do they?
Always good to
uh,
have a cushion.
A week's worth of doses is be five silver.
So the herbs are sold separately. It's not an herb-filled mask. It's a mask and then herbs.
It's a mask that's made by the leather worker, but he pointed y'all to the alchemist who could do the other part.
So how
Right.
much silver for some herbs?
A
So-
week's worth is just 5 silver.
Okay.
And a week's worth would a week's worth is a 5-day supply, not a 7.
It's a 7-day supply. That's why I said if you'd have 5 doses for one day and then 2 left over if you bought a week for the group.
1, 2.
Like in other words, you got 7 doses for 5 silver.
Right. Okay. Fair.
You work it out however you want.
All right, and I'll be able to kind of see what roughly what herbs there are in that afterwards, and see if I can mix together some more for.
Oh sure, yeah, you can totally make a. Did you have the?
I
You
have
get
the
an
herbalism
herbalist
kit. I have proficiency in herbalism kit, and I have an herbalism kit.
Well, then you can totally make that roll whenever you'd like to analyze it.
So I'll buy the herb set as well as a mask. So let me just do that first. 3 gold for the mask, 5 for the herbs, and I'm going to
So
absolutely
3 gold and 5 silver, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure you didn't actively spend 8 gold.
No. All right, so I'm making a roll on my herbalism kit here just to see if I can, if I would be able to piece together enough to
All right, cool. Make a roll.
sort of. Yeah, 16.
Awesome. With a 16, you're familiar with most of it. There are a few that you think you're like, okay, if I see this again, I'll probably recognize this grows in a swamp, and there's a swamp over there.
Mhm.
So I could probably find it again. It's just like you're not from this planet, so there's some stuff that's unique to the planet. But
But I could probably
you
monkey it together.
could recreate it if you wanted, but you'd have to go find the Barts, of course.
Well, while we're crawling around in the swamp looking for bullywugs, I can keep an eye for that, and I
Absolutely.
can harvest things as we go. And that is my intent.
What is your passive perception? Just so I'll keep that in mind.
14.
That's actually fairly high. All right. So as long as they're not growing in stealth, it shouldn't be too hard. Damn you, Shadow Root. So hard to find.
Only grows underneath of rocks.
Don't we all? I don't know what that means.
Hey, I'm a mushroom.
Alrighty then.
I was going to end that with fun guy, but I was like, wait, that doesn't work.
No, I'm the fun guy.
I,
Except
You
that
could
I'm
be a fun
stars, not
guy. I
spores.
don't know.
I
don't
just walked
judge.
in, I sat down, and she said, "Hey, I'm a mushroom." I'm like, I'm not sure where this is going, but I'm here for it. This is why I'm here.
All right. So you got your masks. Anyone that's spent the 3 gold, did anyone not buy a mask?
Melina's on her own for getting her own mask.
All right.
I can't afford to buy her one, and I don't know if anybody else is doing so either.
I can't afford it either.
I
Totally
could
fair.
if she can't.
Beginning characters, we have beginning gold. We got the whole point is to go out and adventure and get gold.
I get you.
I mean, I'm down to 1 gold piece now, so
Math is hard, and I already forgot what.
3 gold for the mask.
Thank you.
I've paid for the herbs, so
okay.
it's just 3 gold for the mask for each of you.
Nice. Okay. No problem.
Is that how much gold Melina has? Is she holding on us?
No,
We need to
no
roll
one
her.
noticed a mask float off the shelf of the mage hand and disappear somewhere else.
Nice.
There is a really good chance you almost lost your sorceress, but that's all good. She can come up with the price for the herbs.
I mean, she's got the one with the high charisma and persuasion checks and everything like that.
Well, I bought a week's supply. So if people want more than that, then it's on them. But I've got enough that it'll cover for all of us for at least a day crawling around in there.
I bought some myself.
You did? Okay.
Because I don't know how deep or how far down the rabbit hole it goes with this bullywog business.
Well, I don't think there'll be any rabbits on this journey.
No, you can go get one. There's still one in the end.
Okay, you're coming with us. No questions.
Hey,
Grab her by the ears, pull her along.
hey, Bun Hun. We're looking to see how far down your rabbit hole goes. It's okay. I'm an animal lover.
She just grabs you and pulls you towards the back room, and those two disappear for a couple hours. And then,
Fun!
now roll a con save. Or be diseased.
I have
All
hurt
right.
bunnies.
So this stream is rated PG,
For pretty good.
possibly PG-13.
I said he got the hops. I don't know what that means.
Phenomenally geeky. That's what PG stands for.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are a wonderful thing.
I don't believe that was it. Alright. And don't talk about Winnie the Pooh. We'll get banned in China.
Wait, what?
Don't. No. Moving on.
See, this is why I'm a mushroom. I live underneath a rock.
That's good. That's... Well...
But you're married to a fun guy.
Finally, the joke made it out.
See how it works.
All right. You got your masks. You're ready to go and explore the swamps.
Did we figure out what the bullywogs are after?
The only thing you heard is that they attack people that are traveling through the swamps.
So they're bandits.
There are people that have gotten away, and from what you understand, the people that got away said they were attacked by bullywugs. The people that didn't get away didn't get away.
Got it.
We're not seen again.
Okay.
That means there's potential for loot as well as the bounty.
So I assume travelers through the swamp, they're following an established route?
Well, y'all had a guide.
I understand that, but we won't have a guide this time. We're going to just take the established route that people traveling through the swamp usually take. So I'll either ask about that, if, what is the trade route through the swamp? That sort of thing, the road.
If y'all are asking the lady at the end.
Sure.
Yep.
Sounds
Okay.
like a good...
She basically gives you directions to just like when you walk between these two buildings, make it turn towards where the sun rises, which would be, east. And, she gives you some basic directions, which you think you can follow because you're a ranger. That doesn't sound too complex.
Thank you kindly. Let's get out of this dump.
Out of this dump and into a swamp. We go wonderful places.
Definitely.
As y'all make your way there, you'll notice that essentially where she told you to go, where your guide from your previous journey through the swamp brought you out, was onto this entrance into the town, but she didn't guide you directly on this road. She brought you to it just right before you got into the town. But you do see it's not not like a road, like you don't think you would like take a carriage through here or anything, but it's enough of a path that you could follow it to just travel through the swamp if you wanted.
Okay.
All right. Do y'all have any particular marching order through this swamp?
I guess I'll go up in front and, make sure that we didn't wander off the road. I'm all right with perception. Let's see my perception skill. Yeah. I'm good with perception. So I'll lead the front, and since I got a good survival, so we won't get off the road, a good perception, so we'll hopefully see if we'll be ambushed. Hopefully things will work out. I'll tell Tink to fly above us.
I'm on Overwatch, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, however the other two wanna be part of this. I mean, we could all interlock arms, and
Chaos is just gonna walk
Rough
like this
Secret
and look
Wizard.
up Tink's dress and
Why don't? Sorry, I was getting a little glitchy sound there. You were saying that you're going to take the lead and Tink behind you, or
above.
above?
Tink's the eye in the sky. I'm gonna be in the lead. You two can figure out how else you want to go. Otherwise,
I'll take the rear. Actually, I think I can
All
keep
right.
an eye for. It'll allow me to keep an eye for like any extra mosses, herbs, etc. for restock, but also kind of keep an eye on. Keep an eye out for anything else while we're going, and Kihos will be right in the middle that he can jump to a fighting position in either direction as needed.
As Chaos looks like a fairly beefy fighter man, Melina will happily stand right behind him.
we should have got ourselves like a chest or something to move through. Just an empty chest that would look like it carries lots of loot in it.
Be nice.
Do y'all want to go grab one, or do you want to just start?
Yeah,
marching?
yeah. Let's. Is there like a box we can buy for cheap, like a 5 copper chest or like a 1 silver chest or something like that?
Sure. I don't have the book open right now. We'll say for something that looks like a hefty treasure chest. I mean, they do have to be made, but you can find one that's kind of broken down.
Yes.
But you don't really care because you're not going to put anything in it. So yeah, you can get one for a silver. Sure.
Sure. Excellent. I'll buy it because whatever. I'm a really nice guy for you guys.
So nice.
All right, Melina, Kios, you're holding
Yes.
the chest.
I think it'd be funnier if you had Tinker like hovering in the chest. When they go to steal it, she pops out and kills everybody with a wrench.
Suggest that to her, she'd be like, "Oh, I'm all for that. This is a great idea."
We should get more fairies and just fill the chest with fairies, and then when someone opens the chest, fairies. That sounds like a really good trap for a
A
D&D
swarm
game.
of fairies. Oh my gosh.
I've had similarly designed traps, and pretty much I always get complaints. But it's because I designed it as the dungeon master doing that to the players. When the players doing it to other people, it's really funny.
Get a hold of some of the old Grimtooth books.
All right.
I actually don't know what those are. I'll have to look them up.
Oh.
All right, you'll have to send me a link later. So
Off
y'all
we go
start
through.
marching through. What is the passive perception of Rummish Beetlejuice? Because he's in the lead.
I have a 14 passive perception.
14, very good. All right, and
Does mine count since I'm on Overwatch? Or
I'll tell you what. Since you got the both of you going, I'll just go ahead and let you do an active roll with advantage. But y'all got to pick who does it.
What's your perception there?
you should probably do it.
All right,
There you go.
advantage. Perception. I got a 15. which is one more than my passive.
Hey, it's not bad. It's not
Paying
bad at
attention.
all right. Y'all just start marching down the road and on through the swamp.
Masks on.
Everybody wearing a mask?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Upon seeing everybody else put their mask on, Lena will be like, all right. And she puts on her mask. Nobody remembers watching her buy a mask, but she has one.
Good enough. Make sure that it's loaded up with all the right herbs and spices.
It smells like chicken in here.
She's going to hit you up, Belle, and take one of your doses. Okay. And as y'all making your way, for the first couple hours, it's just pretty boring walk. It's a slow, trek through mud. So your, feet are just kind of like making that sound as you pull your sandals out of there, whatever you're wearing, out of the mud. As each step sucks. But after a couple of hours, with that roll, you will notice off to the side, to your right, Beetlejuice, there is tracks, because you're a big ranger type. It looks like there's a smaller, not really a path, just something that someone has moved through enough that you can recognize that it's like a minor path, like not an intentional path, just traveled just enough that you're like, oh, some branches are broken. Something happens through this direction. But you don't actually see a trap coming up yet from any humanoids of any form, frog or otherwise.
Hold on. We're probably in the territory now. Over there's I don't know. It seems like that has been traveled.
With him pointing it out, you can all see what he's saying.
Okay.
It's not a path per se. It's just things have traveled through here. They're not traveling the main path. It's probably not a human unless it's we're in Chara's area. Maybe she lives around here.
Would you
But
like
I'm-
to investigate the path?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there and make an investigation on it.
Survival in this case.
Oh, survival. Never mind. Okay, and I don't have advantage. Phew, survival.
No, it's just you.
Fitting.
All right. Yeah, you do actually see a big webbed footprint. You've never seen a giant footprint from a frog, but yeah, it's flipperish. I mean, it could be.
Look. Frog prints.
You do see like it's like 3 toes like this that come back to a last toe that's down here. And
Just
then,
John.
like,
quickly, is this a
webbing.
dead or alive bounty, or is this a dead bringing back dead, or what? What's
It's said to kill the Bullywug King.
dead? Dead it is.
Look. A giant frog print. We're on the right track. It's fresh.
And he starts tasting it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a decision.
They don't have poisonous skin. We can lick them just fine. I'm an animal lover. It's okay.
I was gonna say, are you going to kiss him and see what happens?
He turns from king to just prince.
Right? Demotion.
No! I'm human again!
I had a kingdom. Get out of my swamp.
So we have a divergent path here. We could either keep going down the road and hope they attack us, or we can piss off and follow this trail.
Well,
Let's check out this trail. I have a feeling it might provide better fruit.
All right.
What do you think, Kios?
I think you've got the hunter's instinct. I like it.
Don't lose a boot in heavy mud. Let's go.
All right. Y'all start marching through the mud,
All right. Do I have to make
protecting
a
your boots.
Yeah. Do I have to make a survival roll to track or anything? Or
Yeah, you go and make a survival to continue following the trail.
well, that's no good.
All right. So, y'all go for about 15 minutes, and you're following it, and you realize you've lost the trail, and you like have to backtrack a little. I mean, you didn't like just outright like natural one or anything, but you have to backtrack a little, and it takes you some time to refine the trail. So you spend a lot more time in this area that you know is the enemy territory in this case because it's their territory, than you would like to just kind of mulling around looking for the trail. But you do find the trail again and start following it. But you feel like you wasted a decent amount of time, and you're not thrilled with that particular fact. And it's also kind of going to be hard to pull off. But if you want to make a persuasion check to act like you know what you're doing, to fool the rest of the group, you can totally do that.
No, they can know I fucked up. It's okay.
All right.
It's not like they can do any better, so it'll be fine.
Actually, no, they all suck. You're the amazing one. All right, then.
Sharp as a whip he is.
Look, if this was on the coast, that's my element. My element's ships and water. But I can...
You and me both.
Yeah, exactly.
Aquaman better watch his back.
Oh, I'm coming for Aquaman.
All right. So you finally find the trail. You get back on it, and you're moving along. And you said that you had a 14 passive perception. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Okay. Awesome. All right. You feel like everything's fine. You're moving along. You've got the track. Your head. You're like, this is it. You found the perfect like path. You're following it. And then the next thing you know, you are a dex saving throw. That's right. You get a dex save.
From all of us? From one of us?
The man in the lead.
How's that?
Oh, look at you. Yeah. You had no idea it was there until the very last second, and you sense almost like that your hair stands up right before a net comes pulling you up into the air, and you pull your foot back to the last second, and the net goes poof up into the trees. And you look around, and there's a group of bullywugs in the area. Well, a group of frog people in the area looking down at you. One holding a rope and looking angry, and the others with their spears ready. Y'all are fairly surrounded. There's at least 6 of them that you can make out as you all look about after the thing goes flying up in the air. If you want to go straight into combat, of course, we'll go to initiative. If you want to try and talk it out, I'll give you this one moment to do that.
I don't speak, Toad.
All right, then. We'll go straight to initiative.
If someone else wants to talk, I don't know, but...
I've got nothing to say.
Okay.
Tinker's already flying up to try and cut him free.
Ribbit.
Oh, he didn't actually
get
get
caught
caught.
in it.
I didn't
sorry,
get caught.
misunderstood.
Like at the very last second, he managed to pull his foot
Gotcha.
out.
I guess I have to... Are we... is there a map for this or anything?
No, because I didn't know y'all were going to go tromp into the swamp. So,
Okay. Initiative.
no one is more than 30 feet away from anyone else, although they are up trees.
We're making very good initiative rolls.
Fantastic.
I'll say. We're nimble tonight.
All right. So we got 16, 18, 18, 21. Wow, look at y'all. Okay.
We are ninja.
Oh, that's awful. And then also awful. Okay, great. That's my initiative rolls. So it was nice of y'all to just roll them in order so we can just straight up say.
I guess
Totally
so.
planned.
I don't know who has. It looks like the higher decks between the two Oh, well, no, wait. It's 21, then 18, 18. So we'll start with Dell.
All right. Well, I'm going to open with casting Entangle on the bullywugs.
All right. How does that work radius wise?
So it says 20-foot square starting from a point within range. Okay. So for the duration, these plants, blah, 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 blah. There's lots of plants here, so I'm not worried about that.
Oh, yeah. You're all good with the plants.
I want to put it, I kind of want to center it so that we aren't caught in it ourselves, but that it catches as many of the bullywugs as I can.
All right. There, you could catch like 3 on one side or 3 on the other without getting you.
All right. Works for me.
All right. So just tell me your left or right so I can picture it.
We'll say my right side.
All right. Got it. Okay. So I think I need to make saves. What's my save on that?
So it says a creature in the area when you cast a spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends. It's a save DC of 12.
It does say it's when you cast the spell, I have to succeed, so I don't have to wait till my action. That's what I need.
Yeah, and then
right. What is my save versus your magic?
12.
12. All right,
DC 12. Yeah.
All right. So, okay. Just a sec. Let me get my stats up for my bullywug. All right, cool. I do not have a huge plus to that. I do have a plus, not a huge one.
I mean, 12 should be fairly easy to beat, but...
All right, well
I got one of them.
All right, so that happened. Do you have anything else you're doing on your turn? Any bonus actions or movement or anything?
That'll be it for the moment. That'll be it for the moment.
All right. Keos and Beetlejuice. It looks like Beetlejuice might have the higher dex, so
That's
I think
right.
he's first.
That's right. I'm very dex forward.
Unless y'all just want to let the other go first, because when y'all tie, I also let you just pick. I don't care.
How far away are these buggers away from me?
They're about 10 feet away and then 10 feet up. So technically 20?
Technically 20. All right.
Because I don't feel like working out the...
hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse, that's the word. I don't want to work out the hippopotamus.
No, there's no GIF here, thankfully.
It's all right. You're not an animal lover like me. Okay. I'm going to pull out a javelin and toss one. Well, before I do that, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on the one I'm going to attack.
I feel like the rabbit character stepped out at a good time.
This conversation would have never happened if she was here.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Remember, this is the first time getting to know y'all. I don't know that I would have been much different leading down that hole.
Sarah has a sense of humor.
Yeah, she does. So I Hunter's Mark the one I'm going to attack just before I attack it. It's a bonus action to do that. And then I'm going to throw my javelin at it. That's a 19. Does that hit?
A 19 will hit me.
All right.
Wait. No, I actually have special magical plate mail that is water resistant. And therefore... No. Yeah, you totally hit.
So I will do a total of 6 points of damage 2 with my
Ouch.
javelin, and 4 with my hunter's mark.
Okay, 10 points. All right. I think I'm still up. Let me double check. I am still up. All right, cool. Not thrilled. I'm in a bad way. Big old tear rolling down my giant frog eye. All right, and then Kihos.
All right. So they're are they all up in trees?
Yeah, they're all kind of up in trees.
They're
Uh,
tree frogs.
They
they're
can
tree
jump.
frogs.
Hey, you know, when you can jump up a tree, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Um, is there a tree that seems to have more than one? Are they all individual trees?
Sure, why not? Yeah, you can see a place where you can grab 2 at once if you want.
Cool, because I think I'm gonna roll with from last session, and I'm going
You're
to
gonna
attack
attack
the
a tree.
tree. Yep, that's my thing.
Paul
Uh,
Bunyan of Spelljammer.
So you are Kihos tree killer?
I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna try to hit the tree and knock both of them out at the same time. Range,
Interesting.
range isn't really my thing. So
All right. So, well, hitting the tree is not hard. The tree doesn't try to get out of the way. Technically, you have to roll a 10 to hit a tree.
all right, and then so I think to cleave it down successfully, I'm probably gonna have to use a smite on this. So that's another D8, 2D8. So I hit the tree for 18 damage.
All right. Cool. I will give them, let's see, strength or dex saves. I think they will. It's not their turn. So I'm going to say strength saves to not get knocked out of the tree, which is not their best stat. Actually, they're tied on strength and dex. I just imagine them to be more dexterous because they can jump so high. Uh,
Jump
according to
is
this, it's the same stat. Well, it's the same amount on that stat. So, bullywug number 1 and bullywug number 2. All right. When you do that, the tree takes a massive hit and shakes. Leaves and other such rains down. In addition to one bullywug going onto the ground, I said 20 feet earlier, or wait, I said 10 away and 10 up, so it's only 10 feet. So it's only a 1d6 of damage on him. He takes a point. The other
Makes
guy
a
rolled a
3-point
12,
like landing.
but you did 18 points to the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the 12 is going to fall too. And he will take 3. All right. Let me jot that down real quick. Okay. Got it.
And bonus action just roaring at them.
Okay. You could close the distance if you want to engage somebody.
Oh, yes. And that's roaring and engaging.
All right.
I knocked them down so I could engage.
The one who took 1 point or the one who took 3? The one who looks more or less beat up from the fall, I guess.
The one that looks less beat up because obviously they've got the skills.
He landed mostly on his feet there. He just looked a little shook as he stood himself back up.
Right.
All right. Turn. And then Tinker, you're next.
Tinker is going to cast Grease.
On the trees, nice.
Yep.
Very clever. Teach y'all to use the setting to your advantage.
Well, it was like if he'd waited, it would have been a little bit easier.
Tree.
You could have got more of them, but
There's one of them that you're not going to be able to knock free from the tree for sure.
That's true.
So, Grease. Oh, wait, I have to.
It would be funny though to imagine that's the one she targets, just so that he's hanging upside down in some branching vines from the tree. Just having the worst day.
I've lost my mouse, which is wireless, so I'm having to use my finger.
Are you using a focus, or do you actually pull out a bit of pork rind?
It's from my little WD-40
Oh, it's a
Oh,
focus.
that's right.
automaton.
Yeah,
It's a focus.
it is focus kind of.
It has a name.
Corey likes to break it down and kill the role play. Just like, no, we're going to talk focus, mathematics. Your
Tinker's
favorite
like,
text does not matter to me.
well, hey, she could have put some of the slop from breakfast. You know, that's probably how she made her when she was preparing for the day. She's like, oh, hey, look, a little bit of bacon, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want to play a spellcaster that just has all the components out of him. He's pulling out stuff and like blowing it in your face and
like a demented kid's magician. Flowers everywhere.
he's pulling flowers out of his sleeve and they're turning into lightning bolts, you know, like
Timmy's
so
just crying. My birthday party.
It's a 10-foot square. On one side, there are still two in a tree, or two in trees. You could in theory target both of them. They could both. It says each creature standing in the area must succeed on a dex saving throw. So it looks like I have to do it now or fall prone.
Wow.
And that's that. And I have to beat a, was it 12?
13.
13.
13 for you. All right. Still a +1 because I'm not the most dexterous, apparently. All right.
Oh, they both fall.
And all right. So on the side where one hangs in a tree, the other two are on the ground, and they're both going to take a D6 of falling damage. Because I made the mistake of putting them 10 foot in the air. All right. Okay. You know, it's funny because in the past I have been scolded for not thinking to use the surrounding to attack things. So I'm like, I got this. How dare I make the mistake of having the lower initiative while being up trees? Might as well said take a free round of beating me up. All right.
I mean, I once had a bunch of goblin archers in trees TPK group, so.
Goblins are.
Did they roll better on initiative than I did?
No, the problem was that the players decided to ignore the archers in the trees in favor of charging the cave from which they had some spear goblins.
All right.
And that was just bad decision making on their part.
Okay. So it looks like it's finally my turn. I have 5 guys that are throwing javelins as they stand up, but it's just half my movement to stand up. I can still javelin you guys. And then I have one guy who's going to make a strength check to pull himself free. And I think that's his action, if I read that right. So
I believe so, yeah.
That's what he's going to do. And then he will move down out of the tree because that's not helping anything anyway. You don't want to fall out later. But first, let's see if he can beat you and get out of the tree. Nope. That tree is where I live now. That's a tree. All right, fine. Where's my attack? Where's my attack roll here? What's 3 to hit? All right. Bullywugs suck. I don't want to be a bullywug when I grow up. Bullywugs suck. All right. You know what, Dell? You deserve a javelin to your face. Boom! Take it. All right.
Okay, then.
6 + 1. What just happened?
I don't know.
Just try that again. D6 + 1. I cannot tell what it's doing.
It's saying 0 successes?
What did I
It's saying
click?
that it's rolling. The total of the d6 plus 1 has to be less than a 0. Is
Yep.
what it's.
So the first roll was a 3, and you did 3 damage.
Yeah, I want to go with that. So I'm just going to go with that. I'm just confused by the other stuff that's showing up now for no reason.
Yeah, I don't know what you're pressing with that, but I'll go with the 3 damage.
Yeah, let's do that. He throws it. He aims for your head, and you pull back, and it just gets you. It kind of catches the side of your torso and falls limp to the ground.
I'm
Hey,
having
look, there it is.
I'm having no problem rolling a d6 plus 1.
Oh, aren't you special? You're
I just-
D6
I just typed in /r space d6 plus 1.
yeah.
What are you doing?
You and your typing skills. Anyway, I know you
Okay,
feel
then.
special. All right. Next, I
So
think
3
I'll
damage to
attack.
me.
Let's see. Actually, based on what happened, Kiyosh, you got 2 attacking you because you knocked them out of trees, and they're not thrilled about that. Let me change that back to a d20 and +3. And first attack does a 13 hit you?
Nope.
You have
It's still wanting to compare to a 0 there.
you have something
I don't know
on.
what's up with that.
19.
Are you in the
does hit.
advanced die roller?
Let me try that real quick. Nope, that doesn't fix it.
Something off in your settings?
I don't know what's going on. How do you turn off advanced die rolls? I don't know. I can read it. It doesn't matter. All right. So I said there was a 13 to hit you, and you said that it missed, and then the next one was a 19 to hit you. Did that hit you?
Yes.
I would hope. Like, man, the 19 I'm still missing. These guys are the worst. All right.
I like them being bad, if that helps.
All right. Gios, as a javelin lunges into your hip, you take 4 points of damage.
But a flesh wound.
For you, maybe.
Howard,
Yeah.
try refreshing d20 for yourself and see if that resets whatever you did.
I mean, I could, but I'd like to keep running the game.
Yeah, doing that mid-combat seems kind of awkward.
Oh, on advanced die roller, you have under target number, you have the less than sign, and then you have a 0 in the thing next to it. It's supposed to be blank. Make sure there's no number under target number.
All right,
There
we're
you-
good.
I did it.
Huh.
I found it and I did it.
You get a gold star.
I just
Thank
refreshed it. I didn't
you.
do anything he said other than refresh
He is our
it.
tech guy.
You know, I
That's why we keep
deserve
them around.
I deserve that gold star. Thank you.
Okay, so that was my 2 attacks on Kihos. The guy in the tree didn't do anything, so I got 3 guys left. Let's see. I got 1 for Tinker, 1 for Beetle. Or you know what? I think I'm gonna do 2 on. I'll do 2 on Beetlejuice and 1 on Tinker.
What is Melina not going to get any attacks on her? Pfft, stupid NPC not getting attacked.
Well, she didn't
Um,
roll initiative
you know what?
either, so.
I actually did forget about her completely. That's why she got
Somebody
no
needs
initiative.
her own character sheet.
You know,
Ooh.
it's one of the like 12 things I have open right now, and I forgot about it. She's not that interesting. She's not that interesting because I don't want to steal the spotlight, and at the same time, it does mean she can dodge attacks by forgetting to exist. I'll tell you what, that's fine. Melina can get 1, but she's going to get the last action too because I've got to roll for her, so she goes last.
Her special ability is existential crisis.
I don't even exist anymore.
All right, so first we'll attack.
Just kitty prides through the fight.
Or
the
not
rest
you,
of the fight.
Beetlejuice.
That'll miss.
I assume that misses.
Yes.
All right, Tinker. Yep, that sucked. And Melina. And that hits. All right. See what y'all did? You killed your sorceress.
Well,
She
that
was the
saves
worst.
bookkeeping, doesn't it?
That's what I'm hoping for. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, she looks hurt. She's not happy. All right. And that is all of them. And now she gets a turn. And well, why don't we just magic missile people so that we don't have to do things?
I mean, it's been 2 days since we fell from the sky, so
Right. Is it three? It's 3d4 plus 1 3 times.
Yes.
So I'm just going to leave the +1 off and just add it for each roll so she can hit. She's going to spread it out. Everybody's got some wounds on them. She's going to take the people on the left since one of the ones on the right is still up a tree. Oh, look at that. So that's
Nice.
4, 5, and 5. One of the ones on the left just died. Yeah.
Frog legs for dinner.
I approve.
I move my hunter mark to the next target.
Yep, that's what happened. All right. And that's her turn.
And I'll tell people, remember to keep one alive to escape. Trust me.
Well,
on
if we
this.
keep the tied up one alive, then
I can't speak to him. Let him go. We can track him.
that's what I'm saying, is kill the others.
Yeah.
And she, for the record, she said something in GIF. And for those that speak GIF, she said the equivalent of pew pew pew.
I do not translate. It's our secret.
All right. Top of the round. Was it Del was first?
That was me. All right. I'm going to pick one of the ones that had made his save on the right. And I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on him. So I grab the crystal that hangs on a necklace around my neck, and I hold it out in that to point toward whichever one I'm shooting at. And this bright light glows around my fist and then blasts out at the bullywug.
Ouch. All right. And I have to, it's Guiding Bolt. I got to dodge, I think, right? On the hit, 646 on the next attack. Oh, no, you make ranged spell attack.
A ranged spell attack. So that's...
But it does say spell save DC at the bottom, which is confusing.
Yeah. So I think that comes back to last game's...
Yeah, we
conversation
figured that out
about
last
that.
game, and then I forgot.
So a ranged spell attack, I guess...
It's your proficiency 8 plus your proficiency, which is 2, so that's 10 plus your spell attack
but
bonus.
It's not letting
or
me
whatever.
just click on spell attack there, bonus, so...
Or if you have it already loaded up, then that way.
Yeah, in the center
Yeah,
of
that
your,
would have been clever, wouldn't it?
in your center of your character sheet, it usually puts your spell attacks there too with your regular attacks. And if it's not there, then you can create a macro for that.
So if you don't want to do all that in the middle of combat, if you're whatever you're casting with, it's 10 plus that bonus.
So, okay, well, my spell attack bonus is +4. So, you know what?
You got a 14
For the moment, I'm just going to roll a d20 here, and we'll add 4 to that
There you go.
ourselves, and we'll see what happens. So that 17 plus 4 is 21 to hit.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so that'll
And
hit me.
that's 4d6 radiant damage.
Nice.
Plus, the
I
next
think that's
attack,
going to kill him, but you can go ahead and roll 46.
and the next attack
Yep.
against him would get advantage.
If anybody
He
would like
still
to
existed.
attack that corpse, as you blow it away, like its flesh just melts away, leaving a cool looking frog skeleton for a moment until it falls back.
Like end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, he just melts, but instead of, kind of dribbling down, it kind of shoots backwards.
I was thinking more like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man Green Goblin, and the people just turn into skeletons and fall down.
Oh yeah. I was like, that's not how Green Goblin died. Oh, you mean the pumpkin bots?
Yeah.
I mean, his wounds clearly showed that it was a glider that killed him. The butler said so in the sequel.
Uh-huh.
Because you can tell what looks like a glider wound as a butler. It's a part of butlering.
Hey, Alfred could totally probably tell. Totally.
You know what? He wasn't just a butler. He was like Her Majesty's Secret Service and a butler. Because he's the most OP butler ever.
He's come a long way for becoming Batman's bumbling sidekick that he'd have to save every issue because he got himself in the middle of something too dangerous for him to handle.
Took some levels of
at a certain point, you feel like he could have just put on the cape and cowl himself after Bruce's parents died and been like, "I will find Joe Chill." But back to the game, dude died, and you said not the one in the tree, so I'm gonna put the one next to him as dead, and then we move on down to I think it was Kihos and Romish, and I think Romish wants to go first.
Yes. So my Hunter's Mark, I'm gonna apply it to the one that's attacking Melina.
Okay.
And I am going to pull out my whip and attack that guy. Wow. Since he's now on the ground, my whip reaches him because my whip has reach.
Neat. And you whip it good.
I do indeed do that. Advantage turned up. Okay, just making sure all my things happening.
There we go. I've added it to my
Well,
weapon attacks.
You don't whip it so good.
yeah, it happens sometimes. What you gonna do?
Like, you actually do miss their armor class, which is not the best.
I mean, I could use my inspiration. Let me use my inspiration. Why not?
Okay.
Let's just do that. Get it out of the way so it's not a temptation. How's that? Does that hit?
Let's see.
14.
It does not.
A 14 misses.
It misses.
And here I took you at your word that their armor classes were very low. Should never listen to the game master.
They are
apparently
wearing
15
some sort
is
of
low.
hide. And they have these
15
it looks
is
like
low.
turtle shells on their left. Holding it up.
Okay. That's it.
All right. So then it's Kios.
The one in front of me that I've been snarling at, I want to chop his head off, and I will attempt to do so.
Go for it.
With a 23.
That's very effective.
13.
13? Yeah. All right. Cool.
Kihos uses great sword. It's super effective.
I wanted to make him look like the picture.
There you go. It's just the head flying by, and you're like, would they know the difference if we brought back a bullywug? We could put like a little crown of sticks on it.
And as that thought passes my head, through my head, I'll turn and with aggressive motion go to the next closest one.
So you close distance on another one, and as that thought passes through your head, the only thing that passed through that dude's head was a sword. Totally unfair. He doesn't like that deal at all. And then we'll move on to Tinker.
I was a genius and forgot to take a ranged weapon.
You have no attacky spells? Nothing?
No, not really.
But you can fly.
I know, really. I had no idea.
You dive bomb with your melee weapon. It'll be adorable.
That's exactly what she was going to do. I was just choosing which one.
I knew she could fly.
Okay.
I'm glad everything went really silent for that. That was great.
So she swings for 16 to hit.
All right. 16 does hit.
All right, for 3 total damage.
Well, that is mildly annoying.
Bonk.
I got a bit of a headache now.
He's been goose-egged.
All right.
Or she. I
And
can't sex a bullywog.
Unless you
3
want
on the
to.
ground, 1 in the tree, and 2 in the dirt.
The animal lover can't figure it out.
So we'll start with 1 in the tree. +1. I need a better save. Oh my god. And he's like, he tries to get away by hugging the tree and manages to get his hand caught in another vine. He's like, oh,
The tree hugs him back.
I hate you all.
It's greasy too, so he's just like slipping and sliding, and he's like,
He's like, wait, what
That's
if this
okay,
is
'cause
like
the tree hugs him back?
what if this is like quicksand? If I don't struggle, it'll let it'll let me go, and it like holds him tighter. No, it's totally the opposite.
I was gonna say with these rolls, he'd suddenly become in a part of the tree. He'd just slide into it and go, I'm a dryad now. I don't know what happened. All right. So he's not doing stuff. That leaves my 3 on the ground. So that is 1 for, let's see, 1 for Kios because he ran up to him. So Kios, you deserve this. Oh, hey, I actually hit. So that actually is more effective than I thought it would be. It's like, you deserve this, miss. Oh, hey, it's a hit. Take that 4 points of damage as I put my javelin into you. Poke, poke, poke.
Just but a flesh wound.
All right. I have 1 to run towards. I only got 2 left. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 targets. You know what? Melina actually did a lot of damage to a lot of people at once, and they don't want that to happen. I think logically I would run at her. Or run away, but, you know, not according to the way I wrote this, so.
run away.
Should run away, but no, instead we're going to go try and poke her. See how that works out.
Morale rolls are no longer a thing.
Oh, she can block that. So she does. She goes and makes this cool like arcane shield that totally makes the bullywug like take a step back as he tries to stab at her, and she wastes a spell slot, but she does not die. So there's that. Then I got 1 left. Thinking Dell or Tinker. Well, I don't know. Actually, Beetlejuice looks good too. Everybody needs a good stabbing. Let's see. You know what? There's only one fair way to do this. I'm going to attack Beetlejuice. There you go. It's roll any die and pick Corey. That's how that works. For the record, I looked at my screen. I looked at Corey and then Keith and then Brianna, and I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I actually did.
It misses though.
I do like the other idea because it just means I stab Corey a lot, or in this case, do nothing. And she wasted a spell slot, so she's going to take her dagger out and stab the guy that's coming at her, because why not? I mean, she might hit him. It's not impossible.
She doesn't have attack cantrips.
When you're face to face with someone, you're at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So, but she's not disadvantaged to stab him in the face, and she does that.
That's a
Apparently
stab.
well.
For 4 points of damage.
Finally.
Take that, and he looks very unhappy. That's not how he thought that was going to go at all.
Well, I'd be
That's how I thought
unhappy
that was
too
gonna go,
if
to
somebody
be honest.
stabbed me in the face with a dagger.
All right, which brings us back to Dell.
Really? So, okay, so we've killed how many of the 6?
2 are dead. 1's in a tree, and there's 1 on Melina, 1 on Quijos, and 1 on who's the other person I stabbed or attacked? Did I forget one?
I don't think so. You attacked 3 times.
Did I attack Tinker? Or did I attack Beetlejuice on the other one, or did I attack Dell?
You attacked me.
I attacked you.
Yes.
Okay. Well then, yeah. Then there's 1 on Beetlejuice. That's the other one. Yeah.
I'm just ignoring the guy
Melina,
on me.
and Quijos have 1 on them.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to pull my scimitar and smack the one that's fighting Melina.
Okay. That's a hit.
All right.
All right. And with that 3 slashing and all the damage she's already taken from her stab in the face, plus her magic missile, that will finish him off.
All right, I guess I have to move my hunter's mark again.
I guess so.
You want the one on you or the one on Quijos?
The one on me. Kios can take care
He'll
of
be
himself.
fine.
He's
All right.
overcompensating for something with that sword.
It's great.
Speaking of which,
It's great.
it is now up to Ramesh and Kios. I think Ramesh is going first.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll attack with my whip. And that'll miss.
Every
And
time
that'll
you
be my
say
turn.
the word whip, my stupid brain goes back to listening to Devo.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
And that'll miss, and that'll be my turn.
Alrighty then.
We're all
Yes.
showing our age.
Yes. I'm just upset that my energy dome is not conveniently located at the moment. I'm going to try to take off the head of this next one because they go pop with a 19
That'll hit him.
or 11 slashing
Oh, he's gone.
and then so there's the one up in the tree that's
Right.
part of the tree, and then the last
But
one
we
is on
want him to
Melina.
live.
No, the only one that's left alive is that's on the ground is attacking Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I'm just ferociously running up to get into.
All right, you are now in melee range with that one as well.
Yep.
Okay. I think it's then Tinker, then my bad guys.
Tinker is gonna try and do another flyby on the one in the tree, if I remember
Sure,
correctly.
why not?
Monkey
You
wrench.
stand there and do nothing.
Keep that one alive.
That's
shout.
not a problem with my roll.
We want to
That's what
question him.
exactly happened. She went to strike and was like, "Oh, do what? Oh, okay."
She's still doing bad cop.
All right. The one in the tree is going to try and not be trapped in the tree. Hopefully. But he just loves that tree. It's sad how that one spell just crippled him for the entire combat.
I'm only sad that it only worked on one.
But it worked on him for multiple rounds, which eventually, normally, you would break free, but not for that guy.
Yeah. It's only a DC 12. I mean, I'm impressed.
All right. And then I have one to attack Beetlejuice. Because why wouldn't I?
I don't know. It seems like running is a good time now, but
13 hit you?
no, it does not.
All right. He's like, "You're."
I have a
Why
high
won't you
armor
people
class.
Die. All right. So, which brings us down to Melina. Since you came over to her, I think, weren't you next to her? Or did you just move your thing over to her dude?
Oh, my hunter's mark is now on the one on that I'm attacking.
Yeah. Well, there's only one left on the ground anyway.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so she'll walk over and stick her dagger in that guy. See how that works out. But she's not the best with daggers. Yep. She
That is
walks up
confirmed.
behind him, takes careful aim, and goes, and it like just slides off the side of his gross, slimy head. And she's like, "Oh, these are nasty. I don't want to do this." And that's her turn. Which brings us to. Oh wait, did that guy attack?
Yes.
Did I forget him?
Yes. He rolled a 13 to hit me, and he missed.
Okay, yeah. Everybody went. Then yeah, back to the top of the round. Bill, you ready to finish this
All
off
right.
somehow?
Yeah, well, I've still got my scimitar out, so let's do him in. So a 19 to hit and 8 slashing.
All right.
I,
No,
I-
that was the last one on the ground, right?
It was.
And it was. It definitely was. All right.
Move my hunter's
some of this
mark.
splashes on Melina. She gets even more upset. Oh, this place is disgusting. I want to go home.
Then we've got
I
our
agree with
captive
her.
up top.
Yeah, she's going to hold it. Next action that she has, she's going to be casting prestidigitation and start cleaning this grossness off of her. And then, let's see, after Dell is Beetlejuice and Kios.
All
That
right.
just leaves us the guy in the tree.
I move
Yep.
my hunter's mark to the guy in the tree. I say,
And she is now marked.
you can let him go, and hopefully he'll run back to his master. And I'll start walking over to where my javelin landed.
I'll
Okay.
release the spell.
Okay. The tree lets the guy go. Kios.
I am ready to follow him, but if he doesn't run,
Yeah, just do a dodge to give yourself.
no, I'm gonna stand near Melina and anyone else that's around. But definitely, I'm gonna stand near Melina and ready in action to attack anything that comes near me.
Okay.
If that guy comes near me.
All right. Tinker.
Tinker is gonna go. No, I'll go back around and get the guy in the tree again.
You're going to hit him?
Try to, and that would be a sounding no.
All right. On his action, he will withdraw defensively from you so that you don't get an attack of opportunity. And then he's going to hop, because that's a thing that he can do, down to the ground and split and run. His bonus action was to hop, and then he's going to move, action, run. And then Melina will prestidigitate, clean herself from the muck and the frog goo that is all over her.
I'll use a scrap piece of cloth and wipe my sword before putting it away.
All right.
Let him go, Tank.
Sigh.
All right, I have
All right,
advantage.
real world, somebody popped a firework or a gunshot or something near my apartment.
Oh dear.
Hopefully a firework.
I have advantage
Hopefully.
on tracking him. Advantage to see him with wisdom and perception, and on tracking him, wisdom survival.
Yeah, I figured that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make your advantage checks to follow him. Just one advantage survival check, and you can follow him. I mean, you saw which way he went.
Yep.
It's
There
not like
we
he
go.
has a huge head start or anything.
19.
All right.
Oh, I also retrieved my javelin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good.
And
All right,
I,
assume the
I'm
rest of the
gonna
party
lay
is following.
hands- Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
follow and just lay hands on myself to heal up.
Every time I think about bullywugs, I touch myself.
You can
Um,
you can heal Melina too if you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give 5 points to Melina.
Oh,
So-
okay. Thank you.
Hold on, Howard.
Yes.
Is it Melina or Melina?
I've been saying Melina, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been saying Melina the whole time.
All right.
It's melanoma. She's actually a cancer upon you all.
Well,
And then I cast 4 on myself, and I'm gonna just keep 1 in the pocket.
Then if we ever have to fight her, we'll just call ourselves brave.
Alrighty
Funky
then.
cold.
Because it's brave to fight cancer, I heard. And then we'll be cancer survivors.
For the record, cancer's never won. If you think about it, if you die of cancer, cancer dies too. That's a tie.
I'm taking you with me, cancer.
All right, so everybody just follows up behind behind Beetlejuice, and what's the party order anyway? And
I'm up top.
he leads you all through the woods, easily following this poor bullywug that is running terrified, as their ambush did not work at all the way they thought it would. And he's just running, yelling, "Fritz! They killed Fritz!"
That fairy bastard.
And y'all move through the swamp. I do need all of you though to make a dex save as you are moving through the swamp after the bullywug.
Oops. Well, the first roll was 21. I'll change back to.
That's fine. I can see those 21. We're all good.
Well
We're all doing good
done.
except Dell. Oh,
You're
and wait a minute. There is also one other person that gets to roll.
And I don't know.
Don't forget about her. She also can die.
I don't know if
Automatically.
Tinker needs to make a deck save. She fly.
Yeah, that's true. Tinker does not. Essentially, as you are all running, you make it. I will give you make a wisdom save. I think would be the easiest way to do it.
Wisdom
Corey.
save. Wisdom saving throw. That's
pretty high.
yeah.
All right. After you are running and you see something as you're following and you're very intent on this bullywug, but as you see it, you will grant everyone else behind you, except for Tinker, who doesn't care because she flies, a advantage. As you go, watch out for that, and they all see now the thing that you just dodged, which was basically quicksand.
Okay.
It was mud that was not going to support someone, and you were just going to drop right in.
So I assume Dell
So we
and
should re-roll those with the advantage.
Yes, you give the second roll, so just make a second roll.
yeah, just make a second roll.
Kihos, you probably don't need to.
Well,
I got it.
it's a fail, but it's not a critical fail, so I'll take it.
Yeah, better. Oh, and I also need to. Hey, where's my thing? There's my thing. All right. So, as you say that, everybody else was able to split and move around it except Dell, who looks and realizes he just stepped right where you said don't step.
Don't step
He's
there.
not the same.
Where here?
Which is just enough notice for Malia to be like, whoa, she does not step there because she sees Dell going down. But as she was behind Dell, no, Dell, I think is in the back.
I was behind.
It's okay.
The last.
It's okay. Dell's a druid. He's just becoming one with nature.
So Malia believes she would just let Dell die. The end. No. Dell, you're sinking as everybody else is moving forward.
Tinker is like, this is why flying is superior.
I don't think anyone's going to argue that point.
And if we were a foot tall, we could all fly with you.
Now, if you had somebody that was intangible walking along next to you, you'd be like, actually.
So
not really
I'm
being here.
sinking in quicksand, you say?
Basically, you're sinking in mud. It is loose mud, like that's the same effect as quicksand. You are going down. You can try and pull yourself out. It's going to be an athletics check, but you are at disadvantage to crawl out.
All right.
If I turn into a smaller creature that has less weight, would that change my ability to get out?
Well, what is your passive nature? Essentially 10 plus your nature bonus.
So nature, I don't have proficiency in.
So just your 10 plus your intelligence bonus.
Intelligence bonus of 1. So 11.
Maybe.
Well, he's in the quicksand. I'm gonna pull my whip out and flick it on over to him so he can hopefully pull himself out with the whip on one side.
We'll
You
go
didn't know
with
he
that.
had a magical fire whip and it hurts. Oh, it hurts.
Why would I have that? Are you giving me
I don't
one?
know.
Can I have it? Can I have one, please? Please.
Only if you're
What are
willing
you,
to
a
let Dell
Belmont?
die for it.
Dell, I'm sorry. You gotta take one for the team here. Magical fire whip, way more important.
All right. So yeah, he's throwing you a rope. Basically, you can, with everyone's help, they'll be able to get you out. But I will say that you surprise them by turning into a smaller creature, perhaps a rat again.
Well, if he's throwing me a whip, then I'll turn into a spider monkey so that I can still grab that whip.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
You are able to determine that smaller animals do also die in quicksand.
They're easier to pull out of the mud. What can I say?
But that is easier for them to pull out. Yes, he's
I'm
like
lighter. I will sink
Boom.
less fast, and I have hands to grab the rope or the whip or whatever.
Plus a tail to help hold on.
Now my whip is all filthy. It's got sand all over
Yeah,
it.
there's no mechanical bonus to being a small creature or a tiny creature regarding quicksand, so I'm assuming that they all die equally in quicksand. However, I will
Flavor
say
test.
there's
I'm
an
just thinking
obvious
it-
bonus to pulling out a smaller creature.
Look, this isn't realistic quicksand. This is television quicksand.
It's true.
I don't know what television quicksand looks like. I'm assuming like TV static. They're here.
Television quicksand means you actually sink at a rate faster than you can walk.
Yeah.
Oh, well, as I've never experienced real quicksand, sure. That sounds right.
All right.
My understanding, though, is if you don't struggle, you sink slightly slower. If that helps any.
All right. Let's get back to tracking this bugger.
All right. It was
So you pull my
the
monkey
swamp
ass
is
out of the,
dangerous, and you didn't have your guide this time pointing out just the bad spots.
Yeah.
So, all right, you go back tracking the guy, moving along. I won't make you re-roll your tracking because it's the same path you were following before. He basically went straight home because he was scared. So you come upon. Actually, make a.
Perception?
I guess. Well, what's your passive perception? I mean, you probably just notice.
14.
You probably don't have to roll. 14. Yeah, you just see it. Ahead of you, you see that there are a couple of bullywugs just standing around, holding spears. One of them's looking intently around, and neither of these are the one that you saw before. So the one that's looking intently around as you are approaching, and therefore he sees you and you see him. Is probably looking intently because the other guy just passed him, saying he was being followed. So you see two healthy bullywugs with
All right.
spears, and you imagine that there's probably many more in the swamp beyond them, as you are probably next to these bullywug village, like maybe an Ewok indoor thing. Except,
they live in-
swampier?
Do they live in bully wigwams?
Bullywugwams? Wigwam? No. So you see two more bullywugs. You're on the edge of their village. What you doing?
Let's
Kill
retreat.
them and kill all the bullywugs. Massacre, genocide, kill them all.
I'll retreat for a little bit. I'll come on back and
All
say
right. If you want to not be noticed, because they were actively looking, so
I
you're
understand.
going to be at disadvantage to not get noticed.
okay.
because you
Heavy
weren't being
armor?
stealthy before.
Why does it say heavy armor? That's weird.
That is
Anyways,
Heavy
17.
armor sprouts around you as you roll really well for stealth and move backwards. The shadow armor encases you, but will vanish when actual attack damage is coming in.
Is scale
But you
mail
look neat.
is scale mail heavy armor? I thought it was medium armor.
I don't have that open.
I thought scale was.
I'll look in the
medium.
compendium real quick.
Okay. I don't know why it says that, but it doesn't really matter. A 17 would have made it either way. That's higher than their whatever.
It is stealth disadvantage when using scale mail, but it is medium armor. So it's just
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just
some
saying no
medium
matter
armor
what,
is
I'd have disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then the thing did right, but 17's fine. You back away.
All right, I back away. I have a powwow with my friends. All right, we found their lair. I don't know if they saw me or not. I hope they didn't. But there are 2 of them at the gate. And is this a cave or is this like a wooden wall, or what are they guarding? What did I see?
Neither. It's more swamp beyond that, really thick trees, but you feel like that they are stationed there. Like there's probably like you're on the edge of something beyond
Yeah.
those trees.
It feels like we're on the edge of wherever they live, be it a cave or maybe there's some homes back there. Maybe they're just little mud piles. Maybe they have an Ewok village. Look up.
What's an
see several
Ewok?
You see several teddy bear heads on spikes.
What's an Ewok?
Oh, they're nasty buggers. They live in giant tree houses.
They can take down an entire empire with rocks.
Yeah. If you ever take your Spelljammer out to Endor, just turn your ass right back around. I'm telling you now.
Solid advice.
And don't ever, ever, ever catch them at their picnic.
So how about it, mates? What's the plan?
Well, there's 2 at the gate, but we don't really have any idea of how many there are in there. Bullywug King. Might be quite a few. We probably don't need to chop all their heads off.
Can I fly up? Because I'm probably least likely to be noticed. To kind of get an idea of numbers that we're facing.
You can certainly try. You ready to go ahead and make that stealth roll?
Sure.
She flies up like spears just start coming everywhere.
Ooh.
Oof. All right, you have the thoughts as you're flying up to stay behind the larger branches, and you follow along the trees and just constantly look for the next place as you move from tree branch to tree branch where there's just good foliage to conceal you.
She's humming to herself. Do 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 do. Dun 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 dun.
Mostly the foliage around here that you're hiding behind is actually just large patches of moss growing out of the trees and in down. And you are able to, as you survey the area. The Ewok Forest. I'm sure you've seen the movie. Weird. All right, but yeah, that's not a bad description. The bullywugs have built more solid foundations up in the trees. Hang on. Excuse me. So that they can basically so that they can stay away from predators and such. So there's a lot of like forts up in the trees and a lot of little bridges, and like it's mostly vine ropes. So if for any reason somebody were to miss a jump, there's plenty of places for them to grab and like course correct. But for the most part, it looks like they jump from place to place, being bullywugs as they are. But this looks like a village. I mean, you see adults and children. You see them just going about their daily lives as frog people. And you can report that back to them however you'd like. I'm going to take a quick break to go to the bathroom while y'all talk.
So it's kind of your standard village. You got men, women, and children. I'm assuming. Kind of hard to tell. Maybe the resident animal lover might know more.
They got children. What does that
Oh,
mean? Are they carrying around big tadpoles in like a wet suitcase or something?
Look, we're only after their chieftain, right? So
Are you just
we figure
talking
out where
about
he is?
Are you just talking about small adults? You have no idea if they're children or not, do you?
she's just kind of looking at you like, what are you talking about? It's just kind of
Frogs. I'm talking to you about frog biology. Okay, baby
that's
frogs.
completely beyond her ken. She's
Baby
just kinda
frogs look nothing like frogs. Okay, they're like they're tadpoles. They got a big like they got a little body and a little tail, and they wiggle around. All right, and once they grow legs, they're no longer children. They're adults.
but they're not literally frogs.
Adolescent?
They look like frogs to me.
I don't know.
That doesn't make them the same species.
But
No,
what
like-
you're saying is there's like a thriving community here. This isn't like a little band of miscreants.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we can make them turn over their king. Or maybe we can just tell them to give us 50 gold and we'll be on our way.
Hey, we didn't bother to check the ones that we actually did kill and see if they had anything, did we?
Oh, we're such fools! We're terrible parents!
CRB.
I mean,
Well,
that
we
was
were in a
clever.
rush.
Priorities: murder, mayhem, and then the looting.
Alright. So what's the plan? How do we get up in these trees? Do they have like little lifts or do they just use their little suckery feet to climb up the trees?
Kind of seems like
I
mostly
can
that.
turn back into a monkey and see what I can do.
Well, there are bridges. I don't think I saw too many ladders.
He said,
She doesn't think about things like ladders because she can fly.
I believe Howard said that they jump from tree to tree, that they don't,
For the most part, yeah.
yeah, there's not really bridges and stuff. So it's hard to get up there. So we got to find the right tree that houses the king. Or we parlay with the king and hopefully they'll either turn the king over to us or they'll just give us 50 gold and we'll be on our way.
A little bit of extortion. Pay us. We won't burn down your
But we
village.
don't speak bullywog. I don't know if they can talk.
We don't have to burn down the whole village.
Just a little bit.
If we know the right tree.
Can you tell me how you're gonna burn this really wet wood? I'd love to know.
I got some oil.
Oil.
That'll smolder real good.
Yeah, Tinker literally just brings out some flasks of oil and goes, I can create fire.
Well, we don't need to burn it down as much as just give them a reason to come out.
It's called extortion. I thought we were pirates.
I don't mind a little extortion. I'm just saying, how do we communicate with the bullywogs?
Well, have we actually tried to talk to them or hear
No, we
them
haven't.
speak?
No, we haven't. Would you like to go up and say hi?
Take me to your leader.
I mean, we could get ourselves captured. That's always something that we can do.
Yeah, if we're doing that, we're not doing it for all of us. Maybe
Yeah, no.
one.
Not me. They're likely to eat me. Frogs like to eat things with wings.
We'll need you on the outside to come rescue us. Uh,
Or, you know, one of us could simply walk in.
See what they do.
Ramush, why don't you just walk in and start making demands?
this doesn't sound like a good idea.
Well, back you up.
Sounds like
Coming from Beetlejuice, that's saying something.
that sounds stupid.
I mean, doesn't that fall into the purview of your pirate background ability?
Pirates roll with a crew, mate.
And we're your crew.
Exactly. So don't be telling me to go off on my own.
I got you covered from above.
You
Don't
know what they
worry.
call that? They call that a castaway.
I like how they took your background ability of you can walk into a bar and demand a drink or steal a drink off someone's table and get away with it, to I can walk into a village, command the village leader, and kill him and leave.
Can I change my background?
You know, a beer, the leader, whatever.
Whatever we do, we should do it together. Or at least have some sort of good plan to back up our mate if we're making him do something without the rest. Some sort of support network. You know what I mean? If things go sideways, we have plan B that makes sure that we're all safe.
Okay, so plan B is me and a bunch of oil and fire.
I'll walk in with you.
I don't understand what that means. If I walk in, make demands, and they capture me and put me in a prison, and then you burn down the tree with me in the prison in it, it sounds like a bad plan.
I'll set fire over somewhere else. So that way it's like a distraction. Because they'll all want to go and put out the fire before it spreads. And then I'm sorry, I have a bird who is
I've noticed the bird. I've very much. I've been counting the seconds until he poops on you. Yeah, of course he's already
I'm gonna
pooped
get
on
rid of
you.
him.
It's too late.
He's got he's a rescue animal, so he's kind of got issues. And I went upstairs to get a drink of water, and I'm gonna go get rid of him. Sorry, hold on.
It's all right. He's friendly. He looks fine.
That was kind of adorable. She should have kept it. Every pirate crew needs a parrot.
That's true.
I mean, really, it's a monkey or a parrot. There needs to be a mascot for every pirate crew.
That's what Wild Shape is for.
Okay, so Del Starwind is now the mascot. He volunteered. That's what I heard.
I'm the part-time mascot. But so, Tinker, were you able to get any kind of an estimate as to size of population? Like, are we talking a village of like 50, or are we talking a village of like 300?
100.
Throw out an investigation check, and the better you roll, the more accurate the information I give you.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yes.
Oh, I can think of things.
There were 1, 2, and many.
Well,
many.
what are you, a gully dwarf?
Oh,
Nice.
look at you.
Oh.
Very nearly a perfect. You think about it, and then you start doing like math symbols start floating around your head. Sure. All right, and you come up with, you would guess that there is probably over 100 people or 100 bullywugs within the area. Not immediately concentrated, but just because you saw the number of structures, like this is a larger village than you would normally see. But with that investigation check, you were able to tell that there were things that were well masked that were actually camouflage structures. They live in hiding, but you, I guess, from your aerial vantage point and your keen eyes, were able to determine quite a bit of where they are and what's really happening here. And this doesn't mean that there's 100 warrior bullywugs ready for a fight. But there's over 100 bullywugs here because you're counting children, the women, the people that are just craftsmen making things that are not necessarily standing there with spears. But yeah, over 100 bullywugs, easy.
Yeah.
You even saw one area where you're pretty sure it's like a tadpole farm where they're like a nursery.
Okay, fine, you were right. That's like little ones. These were more like, I don't know, 10-year-olds?
Adolescents, yeah.
Just trying to think of the math between various humanoid ages. So it's like trying to think of analogies.
So it's a village of about 100 people. Were you able to see which would be the likely chieftain's hut, king's hut, whatever?
I will say with that incredible roll, because you did roll really well. I want to give it to you. There are two locations where you would imagine that would most likely be the chief's hut. You don't know for sure which one it is, but there are two that are a little better located, a little more ornate, a little better structured, where if you were the one in charge, you would probably live in one of those two, but you don't know for sure which one it would be. So you have like a 50-50 shot at guessing. How you relate that, up to you.
What if maybe, because I would probably have a better way of sneaking in and getting some more intel after dark. What time of the day is it?
Well, y'all left pretty early, but you marched for several hours. I'm gonna say it's just like 3 in the afternoon. It's not terribly late. Y'all could use the lunch break.
Frog legs.
I think.
Ooh, there is some behind you, not too far away.
We didn't bother to loot. Maybe we should take a look at that.
At the very least, they have some javelins. But you also think those javelins might be ineffective.
Tinker's like, how am I supposed to pick this up? Seriously, guys.
Why is it so slippery? Ew, everything here is gross.
Oh, sorry. That was WD-40 again. My bad.
I'll have an idea on to how to nail down which one of the buildings carries the king. If the bullywog that ran away is reporting bad stuff, he probably goes to the king to report. So what we do is we bum rush the 2 guards and knock them down before they can alert anybody else. And then we continue to track the one bullywog back to the king. And we'll know which building it is if he goes up a tree, because Tink knows which building it is. So if she thinks it's that building over there, but the tracks don't lead over to that building, then that's not the one. But if the tracks lead that way, and the building's over there, that one of the buildings are over there that Tink knows, then that's probably the building. And that's how I say we narrow it down. That's my master plan. Y'all can vote on it or whatever.
You need to go back to where the dead bullywugs are. You need to pull off their skins and put them on as suits. Walk through town and track the missing bullywug.
I mean, I'm not opposed to going back and seeing what at.
Here's the problem: my hunter's mark only works for an hour. So if we go back, we're not gonna have the hunter's mark anymore.
No, but if we go back, then we still follow our trail back to the village after.
Yeah, but if we get past the guards and have to track that one bullywog again to see where he went to where the king's house is, I won't have the advantage for that anymore unless you want to, like...
Melina would
Oh.
point out, why do you assume that a wounded bullywug would run to their leader and not somewhere to be healed?
Because he wasn't wounded. Was he wounded? Who attacked him?
I did.
Oh, you hit him with a magic missile. Huh?
I hit a group. She says pew pew pew, but she says it in GIF, so you don't know what she said. Because it sounds different. It's like pow pow pow. I don't know.
Garoomsh, garoomsh, garoomsh.
There you go. Just straight up call out the orc god.
It also looked like it had some horns or lumps or something.
Why wouldn't it go?
That's actually the twist. Is you think this is a bullywug camp, but you just killed some baby slod. You're all gonna die.
Here's the thing. If I'm wounded and I run back, the first person I'm going to talk to is the captain to make sure he knows that the threat is real and my wounds is proof of that. The second place I'm going to go is the medic. Captain is the most important person. He needs to get the information immediately. Unless bullywugs are stupid, which they might be, I think I'm on the right track.
That's true. Sounding the alarm probably would be a higher priority.
gotta
Your
agree.
character actually knows the alarm was definitely sounded because you definitely saw those guys.
Yeah, the alarm.
looking.
The guards are already on high alert. But yeah, the king needs to know. That's definitely the next person. And then you go get healed.
Tinker, what were like their fashion? What did they wear? Are masks popular?
You didn't necessarily see a lot of them masks. Some of them had like, hoods, just like regular people have hooded clothing. But it wasn't necessarily super popular. Like they weren't necessarily all wearing it. Just some might have been.
I like how you're
Just because
thinking.
it keeps stuff off your head.
I like how you're thinking. We'll summon a Snakelander horde. And while they're busy, while the village is in chaos, we can sneak in and get the king.
Just trying to think of our assets. And
That's definitely what Kehoe said to do. That's exactly what I heard.
I wonder if we could summon any red fog.
I don't have that spell.
Yeah.
You didn't see anybody wearing the pointy beak, if that's what you're looking for.
They were all barefaced.
No,
Well,
frog
frog
face.
face.
Jeez.
Okay. Well. How are we going about this?
I've told you my plan.
So just go in?
We gotta charge the guards and get them before they can alert the other guards. Before they're like, how?
I mean, I
sound
can
a-
entangle them.
Sound a horn. Well, they can't even sound. They can't like ribbit really loud to make sure that the guards at other stations don't all come over to us.
Do you want me just to use another entangle spell and
Well, does that stop
Find
them
them?
from sounding a horn? I don't think it does.
it restrains them? Yeah, they can't do anything but try to get out.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Really? I thought they could still do actions while they're entangled. It's just
It
getting
wasn't
out.
grappled, it was restrained.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that'll work.
That's why that guy was just stuck in a tree,
Yeah.
being pissed off. On the upside, though, or on downside, depending on which side you're on, it doesn't work super effectively. A lot of people are able to dodge it. Remember, there were 3 in the tree initially.
Yep.
Only 1 got stuck.
You're not a very wise druid, and wisdom is what druids use.
Do
You
you
need
want
some
me
mind
to?
expanding drugs, is what you need.
Do
Yeah,
you
well,
want me to entangle them or not?
I mean, that's one option we can like. I think we just charge and take them out as quickly as possible. And if entangle works, it works. but we shouldn't like rely on it. We should all use our skills to the best of our ability to take out these woollywogs post haste.
All right. Well, if we're not going to bother to try and entangle them, and you just want to kill the guards, then we can do that.
We don't need them alive. Let's go.
Are we? Melina like holds up a hand, like she'd like to be called on. Are we sure that we can take the king of these people? I mean, what if they have like a might makes right society, which would mean like orcs, you know, the strongest one is the leader? It could be a problem.
Why didn't you bring this up when we were back deciding which job to take?
I just not thought of it.
We're here.
I'm just saying that there's a lot of assumption here that we would definitely win. I mean, like we have to go through an entire village to get to a guy, and then after we get there, because I spend a lot of spells, you know.
Look, we don't want to go through the entire village. What we want to do is get through just these two guards and then sneak on the ground past everyone up in the trees where they can't really see us because they're worried about their own homes and garbage. And
but
then
when the guards are gone, what if a regular person just walks by the guards and sees them dead or gone?
we will bury them. We'll just throw them into a large...
Still gone.
We'll throw them into the quicksand.
And still gone.
Yeah, well, so maybe they went to take a piss.
Together?
Women
I don't know
it.
a lot about frog anatomy, but I don't think they need to hold each
Look,
other.
every time women go take a piss, they go together.
Were they girls?
Melina, do you have a sleep spell?
No, sorry. I don't know that one.
Tinker, how far are we from the village right now? Are we all the way back at the bodies?
No, you didn't go back that far. Y'all just like backed up like 30 feet and off into the bushes to chit chat.
Well, why don't we go back and check out the bodies just in case there's anything on them that might be of use?
All right.
That sounds reasonable.
I mean, it's a slim chance, but
Yeah. Do you all do that? Does anyone disagree?
I like the idea. If nothing else, there might be something otherwise useful to loot with. So
More people want to do that plan than want to do my plan, so whatever, I guess. Fine.
or if we have more tools to execute your plan.
Or to execute some frogs. So you go back there.
remember, it takes a child to raise a village.
Each bullywug body had 3 javelins. So some of the javelins were tossed about, but if you want to look around, you can find a total of 18 javelins. You all can divide it up however you want, leave some in the mud. I don't care. They had on them rations, which you probably don't want because it looks very much... those are the survivalists amongst you are able to identify bug meat.
Yeah, I was about to say, they're just flies. It's about a bunch of flies.
Well, they're crushed into balls and dried for rations. But yeah.
You know, I think this is probably the first time in my life where I wished those were actually raisins.
Yep. That's fair. Other things you will find on their bodies, a lot of them had daggers, so you can find... I'll give you 6 full daggers if y'all need them. Divide them up how you like.
What size are they? Medium, small? Like the
daggers?
bullywugs?
Oh,
No,
the
the
bullywugs are
bullywugs.
medium-sized creatures.
Okay, so the daggers would be medium sized.
Yeah, regular size daggers. They had shields. All of them had shields. Some equipped. Most of them had them equipped. One of them didn't have it equipped, He was actually the one who spent the most time in the tree, which was really annoying to me. He didn't have that equipped. He was the only bullywug that, in addition to his javelins and his shield, also had a sword that was sheathed on his back.
Is this the one that was entangled and got away?
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. One got away. I was giving you the full inventory of all 6 bullywugs. One of them lived. Duh.
Yep.
My bad. And that's the one that lived. So no, you don't get his sword. You also don't get his javelins or his bug rations. None of that for you.
They also don't have gold.
In addition, they would have on one of them you would find a crude instrument like a panpipe made from like a bamboo-like material. You would see as you look through them all, they don't use currency, so you don't find any gold or silver or copper. Sorry. On a couple of them, you find instruments that they use just to go fishing, kind of more like not really fishing, but like netting through a stream to catch minnows and small game, small like bugs and minnows, basically by sifting through a stream. It's a simple device. You survivalists will figure out what it's for pretty quick. Beyond that, they don't really have a lot of money on them or anything. They don't have any money. They don't have anything exciting on them. That's about it.
Would I be strong enough to fly up with some nets and drop them from above?
To like the whole village, or what are you talking
No,
about?
not unto the whole village. But like,
You would need a fleet of fairies for that one.
like on a couple of guards or something.
Oh, like on 2 guards?
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all planned it out, like if you went up to one tree and like set it up to anchor the net on one side, and then you flew over and then dropped, you maybe, because the problem with dropping,
Gotcha.
if you want to spread it, is it would be better if there were 2 of you. If you want to get
Gotcha.
more than one person. I mean, if you're only trying to get one person, then a single person can throw a net.
Are they weighted nets for throwing, or are they not?
I don't know. I don't have any nets. That must be on y'all's inventory.
Or mage hand.
How would they use it?
Oh, yeah, your
hand.
mage hand could absolutely help you pull out a net and do that. In fact, you're not the only one with mage hand. Melina would be happy to help you with that one. She doesn't fly very well, but she mage hands just fine if you bring it up.
Kihos jumps really well, and he also has mage hands.
I will definitely bring this up as an option for tactics.
All right, so the jumpers and the mage handing and the you can spread some nets.
I grab a javelin and I grab the pan pipes.
Okay.
And I
Yeah,
say,
and we'll definitely take all of the nets.
and I say, oh, what would happen if somebody came by and saw someone in a net? Blah 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 blah. I'm really salty. Really, I'm a salty pirate.
I feel that you're salty. I just don't understand what your issue is, dude.
It
Says
sounds like the same plan. Sounds like the same plan.
You think he has only one issue? I think he's got so many it could make up for like an entire catalog's worth of my guild newsletter.
Hey guys,
My bad. I don't know what his volumes are.
Hey guys, it's time to end this. I gotta go.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I was figuring it's probably 11:05. Yeah,
it's
5 minutes
after,
over.
so.
But it's really your fault for being super late.
Oh, don't worry, that bus.
Fine by me.
All right. Well, we'll put together some planning, maybe off screen through the week, and then come together with this next week then, with a plan of attack.
All right. With that, y'all gather up and you begin to plan your attack for next game. And we'll go ahead and close the game. Thank anyone who watched. I appreciate it. And Corey appreciates it. Click the bell because you obviously liked it. Want to get notified for the next one. You also subscribe. And I can't think of anything else, Corey.
Yeah, goodbye.
Watch us be idiots in space, or swamps is the case.